Ethan Cole stood at the edge of something that didn't make sense. 100-acre ranch, sold to him for exactly $1. The old wooden fence stretched endlessly beneath the burning afternoon sun, and the main house sat in the distance like it had been forgotten by time. 3 hours later, when Ethan finally pushed open the creaking front door, he realized the deal came with something the seller never mentioned. Someone was already inside. He heard it first. Soft footsteps upstairs. Slow. Careful. Like someone trying not to be noticed. Ethan froze in the doorway, his hand still gripping the brass handle. The place was supposed to be empty. Mason Reed had sworn it. No one's been there for years, he had said. Then she appeared. A young woman stood at the top of the staircase. Dark hair falling over her shoulders, wearing a simple worn dress. She didn't scream. She didn't run. She just looked at him calmly. "You must be the new owner," she said. "I'm Lila Hart. I've been taking care of this place." Ethan's mind raced. Taking care of it? For who? "Not everything about this land is written on paper," she replied. She walked down slowly. "I've been here 3 years. This place gave me shelter when I had nowhere else to go. I fixed the roof, cleaned the well, repaired the fences. We've been taking care of each other." Ethan felt his plans shifting. This ranch was supposed to be his fresh start. Why did he sell it so cheap, he asked. Lila's expression changed. For the first time, fear flickered in her eyes. "Because he's not the only one who knows I'm here," she said quietly. "And the others, they're not coming to make deal." Ethan placed his worn bag on the table, trying to steady his thoughts. "Who's coming?" he asked. Lila clasped her hands tightly. "Men who think I took something from them. Something valuable enough to hunt me for 3 years. Did you take it?" She met his eyes. "I took something that was already mine." Her voice carried quiet pain. "My father owned a gold claim. He died in a mining accident. Then men showed up with fake documents, saying he owed them everything. They took our land. Our home, everything." Ethan watched her carefully. "So you took it back?" "I took the original deed," she said, "and the survey maps proving it was ours." Before Ethan could respond, the sound of hoofbeats echoed in the distance. Both of them turned toward the window. 3 riders were approaching. Not rushing, not slow either, just steady and deliberate. "Is that them?" Ethan whispered. Lila shook her head, then paused. "No, but something's wrong. They're searching." Ethan's stomach tightened. "I should leave," Lila said suddenly. "You don't deserve to be dragged into this." "Where would you go?" he asked. She didn't answer. The riders were getting closer. "If those men are who I think they are," Lila said quietly, "then they've already found me." The riders stopped a short distance from the house, spreading out in a loose formation. "That's Victor Kane," Lila whispered. "He works for the Blackwood brothers." Ethan watched their movements. These weren't wanderers. These were hunters. "What exactly did you take?" he asked. Lila moved to the floor, lifted a loose board, and pulled out a leather pouch and rolled papers. "The deed to the richest gold claim in the territory," she said. "And maps showing every vein my father discovered." Ethan stared at the detailed drawings. "This is worth a fortune." "Enough to get me killed," she replied. A sharp whistle came from outside. "Lila Hart," a man called. "We know you're in there." Lila turned to Ethan. "There's a back exit. You can leave." "What about you?" "I'm tired of running." Ethan shook his head. "No." He stepped outside onto the porch. "This is private property," he called. "Leave now." Victor smiled coldly. "We're just here for the girl." I don't see any legal claim, Ethan replied. Victor laughed. We don't need one. Inside, Lila moved quietly. Victor's voice grew sharper. Bring her out. No one gets hurt. She's not here, Ethan lied. One of the riders smirked. We saw her. The tension thickened. Step aside, Victor said, his hand moving to his gun. The door creaked open behind Ethan. Lila stepped out. Let him go, she said. I'll come with you. Ethan turned to her. You don't have to. Yes, I do. Victor smiled. Now we're talking. And then. More hoofbeats. Fast. Urgent. Coming straight toward them. Dust rose in the distance as new riders charged toward the ranch. Victor turned sharply. Search the house now. His gun pressed against Ethan's head. Move, or you're dead. Then a voice rang out across the field. Victor Kane. Drop your weapon. Sheriff Adams and his deputies rode in fast, surrounding the area. We have a warrant for your arrest, the sheriff called out. Victor's jaw tightened. This isn't your business. It is now, Adams replied. We've got a witness. You killed Thomas Hart. Lila gasped. Victor's men began backing away. One raised his hands. Another fled. Victor stood alone. Desperate. Even if you take me, he snapped, the Blackwoods will never stop. Maybe, the sheriff said. But you're done today. Victor made a sudden move. A gunshot cracked. Then another. Seconds later, it was over. Victor lay motionless on the ground. Silence returned to the ranch. Lila stood frozen, tears in her eyes. It's over, the sheriff said gently. You can tell the truth now. She nodded. Hours later, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the ranch was quiet again. Ethan stood beside Lila on the porch. So, you'll leave after this? He asked. She looked at the land, then back at him. Where would I go? He gave a small smile. It's my ranch now. She smiled back. And I've been running it for 3 years. A quiet moment passed. Partners? He asked. Partners, she agreed.